What's going on, Guardian? Sly here, and happy freaking Xursday, guys. So many insanely good games out, and so little time to play them all. But if one thing always gets my attention, it's the creepy neighborhood black market arms dealer known as Xur. So let's head on in, track this bad boy down, and see how our Friday ends up starting out. Alright guys, let's do the damn thing. It's Friday, November 18th, and this is your Rise of Iron Weekly Xursday Guide. Okay, well, upon looking at the tower once again, the dude is not here. So, as you might have guessed, guys, it is off to the reef. See, y'all? I told you. That dude was glitched out at the reef. So anyway, who wants to take bets that he'll be there for 5 weeks straight? That means 3 more to go. Anyone? Anyways, guys, as usual, there's only one place for this slippery bastard to be, and that is in his boom boom room over there on the right-hand side. So upon landing, stick to the right and head over the walkway. He's in his usual corner, racking up that coinage. Alright, guys, you ready? Let's take a look. And... bah! Gross. Do you see this, man? Do you see this? It almost gets me a little sad just looking at this, but... Alright, well, anyway, I guess it's not all that bad, but still... It would be, is it really that hard to ask for just a few new things? Just a few, maybe just 1 or 2 every week. Just one. I'll handle with 1. I'll be totally fine with that. But alright, well, first let's take a quick look at all of them, and then I'll jump into a little more detail. So, first off, we have Engrams. It's a Year 1 Legacy chess piece. Don't bother, guys. Nothing good's going to come out of that bad boy except a shard. Next, for the Titan, we have the creepy Eternal Warrior helmet. Then, moving on for the Hunter, we have the exotic Knucklehead Radar. Then, moving on to the Warlock, we have the exotic Gauntlets, the Impossible Machines. And finally, the gem for this week is a Year 1 Legend, the Suros Regime. As for ornaments, we once again have Shock Hazard for the Zalo Supercell, a nice black and silver toned weapon skin with nice electric effects at the tip of it. Definitely better than the original. Moving on to the second ornament for this week, we have Born in Fire for the Young Wolf's Howl. This one is actually my favorite ornament out of the 2. As you can see, it looks pretty sweet, along with its old school handle. Okay, moving on to the curios, we have the 2 Sparrow upgrades, the blue plasma drive, and then the green emerald coil. Then the usual 3-pack of heavy synths, the 5-pack 3 of coins, the 5-pack of awesomely awesome glass needles, and then the no mistake, no down here at the bottom. Alright, so let's take a look at all of these in a little more detail. And of course, we're starting back up at the top with the Titan's Eternal Warrior. Exotic perk is called Resolute, gain Unstoppable for Fist of Havoc. 83 all intellect, or you can choose to grab a little bit of strength. Secondary perks are Inverse Shadow, increased super energy gained from killing minions of darkness, or Heavy Lifting. Bonus super energy from heavy weapon kills, and then finally, Innervation. Bonus grenade energy on orb pickup. The Eternal Warrior is definitely not my favorite helmet. First, Titans can spec for Unstoppable, and second, there's another helmet out there that grants Unstoppable as well as Death from Above. That helmet is the Helm of Inmost Light, so why use this when you can take advantage of 2 nodes? The only reason I see if you want to use this helmet is that if you don't want Death from Above. But if that's the case, then just choose Unstoppable under the subclass and use another exotic. My advice, guys, save your coins on this one. In my opinion, it is really not worth it. Alrighty, next up we're checking out some Hunter goodness, and today we have the Knucklehead Radar. Exotic perk is called Sensor Pack. Radar remains visible while aiming primary weapons. 45-39 Discipline Strength, and of course you can bump one of those up just a little higher. Secondary perks are Inverse Shadow, increased super energy gained from killing minions of darkness, or Ashes to Assets, bonus super energy on grenade kills. And finally, my favorite helmet perk in the game, Infusion, replenish health after each orb pickup. The Knucklehead Radar is a nifty OG Year 1 helmet. It looks kind of cool, and it was very useful back in the day, but since the introduction of artifacts, this helmet has pretty much become useless. At the very least, I guess you could call it a cool fashion statement. But now that we have an artifact that grants you a radar while aiming all your primaries, I think it's Memory Perun, I'm not quite sure about that, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so you now have a radar, and you cleared up an exotic slot. So that makes this helmet a burden to wear, really, it takes away the chance for you to use another exotic and increase your game. So while I hate to see it go, this one is no longer something you should be using or buying for that matter. Of course, always up to you, but why use this when an artifact is so much easier to get? Alright guys, next up we're checking out some Warlock greatness, but more specifically the gauntlets called the Impossible Machines. Exotic perk, Lightning Rod, unlocks the Stormcaller subclass node Landfall for free. On casting Storm Trance, fire a bolt of lightning into the ground, creating a devastating shockwave underneath you. 37 intellect strength, and of course you can get one of those up just a little more. Secondary perks are Snap Discharge, increased melee attack speed, or Impact Induction, bonus grenade energy on melee hits. And finally, like most gauntlets, they give you some kind of reload bonus, and here you can choose between auto rifle reload speed or extra reload speed with light machine guns. These gauntlets are a Stormcaller's best friend. Using these allows you to open up the subclass node, and because of that, Blink is available to use. So you can have your Super Blink as well as Landfall. It is an absolute great combination when you want to chase someone down or avoid damage altogether. These have been a Stormcaller staple since they introduced the subclass, and I can't see them going away anytime soon. With extra reload speed for weapons and increased melee attack, they are pretty damn good at this setup. I use them all the time, so if you're a new Stormcaller, you definitely need to grab these. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Guardian and Guardianettes, let's move on to the weapon for this week, and that is a weapon that needs no introduction. The original OG, the Xursday regime. It's an exotic for a couple of reasons. First, its main perk, which is named Xursday Legacy. The bottom half of each mag deals bonus damage and has a chance to heal on kill, so basically you get glass half full with Red Death style healing. On top of that, we have two firing modes that drastically change this weapon. First, we have my favorite, which is spinning up. The longer this weapon is fired, the faster it fires, or you can choose focus fire. When zoomed, this weapon fires slower, but causes additional damage. Moving on to barrel upgrades, we have field choke, linear compensator, or smart drift control. And finally, the last row, hammer forged, and then lightweight. Now, a lot of people I know like to run it with Smart Drift Control for the stability, along with spinning up and then Hammer Forged. But to me, taking away impact, no matter how small it is always a no-no. So I stick with Linear Compensator, spinning up, and then Hammer Forged. No matter how you use this weapon, guys, it is pretty damn lethal. No other weapon can shoot this fast for that amount of impact. Also, if you have your aim down pat, focus fire can be a real killer. Add the extra accuracy and the Xursday's insanely long range, and it all makes for one hard-hitting AR. Now, it's not a first choice for PvE, but it can definitely hold its own, no matter where you take it. This is one of the original exotics I always am happy to use. Alright y'all, that about does it. Not a great week unfortunately, so here is hoping that next week takes us back to something halfway new and halfway decent. You know guys, I still need Ophidian Aspect and I need the Astrocyte Verse. After that, my catching up days will be done. And speaking of done guys, we are done. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and as usual, it's a privilege guys to be making videos for you. If you want to follow me or stay in touch with everything Destiny, The Division, Mass Effect Andromeda, or gaming in general, follow me on Twitter at SlyNation or check me out here on YouTube. Could not do this without you guys. Keep an eye out for more videos coming out of Sly Nation here very soon, but until then, this is your boy Sly. Later, guys.